Hey, what's going on, YouTube Nation? Hey, this is another episode of Lies You Tell with Uncle T. Hey, I'd like to thank all my subscribers and my new subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber yet, what are you waiting for? Hey, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you'll be alerted when I send out a new video so that we can learn together. All right. And I got a new subject for tonight. And it is the 7 signs you may be a rude person. Wow. I hope nobody falls into that category. But there are 7 signs that you may be a rude person. I'd like to thank all my friends from hackspirit.com, fortune500.com, and also news.web.Baylor.edu, who gave us a lot of good information from Baylor University. And also, I always like to start out with a scripture because most everything we don't understand that the Bible has pretty much a scripture that covers everything we do in life. And I like to talk about today just Philippians 2 and 3. It says, do nothing with selfish ambition or conceit, but humility count others more significant than yourselves. So a lot of times that we do things without really knowing what we do, and we don't want to have any selfish ambition or conceit. All right. Number 1, you may be a rude person if you are a phone fubber. Phone fubbers meaning that people who are on their phone and you try to have a conversation with them, they never look up and acknowledge you. They always on their phone. And they just yeah, yeah, and they never pay attention to you. Study shows that 30% reported phone fubbing 2 to 3 times a day. That people have been phone fubbed in the workplace or somewhere 2 to 3 times a day, whether it be at home with children or whatever. And also, Baylor Institute put out a survey and says that 70%, 2 to 3 times a month, that people spend more attention on their phone than the person that's actually standing in front of them or talking to them. Number 2, you may be a rude person if you give unsolicited advice. Meaning that, well, if I were you, this is what I would do. Well, people will say that you're rude because, 1, I didn't ask for your opinion. I don't know why you're overhearing my conversation. And well, you're not me, so you wouldn't do what I would do. So that you may be, a lot of times people think they're helping out. They say, well, if I was you, I wouldn't do that. Well, sometimes people feel that you're rude because you're giving unsolicited advice when they didn't ask you for it. So you think you may be helping out, but a lot of times you just need to just step away and let people make their own decisions. Number 3, you may be a rude person if you neglect to introduce others. Being somewhere where you don't know anyone and you are alone with people, whether it may be a gathering, family reunion, whether it may be on something on a trip, training, a conference, and you're with someone, you don't know people, they may know someone, and they just leave you. You don't know anybody, and they just abandon you, just leave you standing there. They don't introduce you to other folks, so you just kind of feel terrified just standing around and not knowing who you're in the presence with. You feel uncomfortable and you feel left out. Some people feel that is rude. Or if you are a newlywed, or if you got a girlfriend or a boyfriend and your boyfriend takes you somewhere, he doesn't introduce you to anybody. Or girl brings a guy, she doesn't introduce you to any of her friends, and you just feel like you're just sticking out like a sore thumb. Okay? Number 4, being too loud. And we like to thank my friends at ladders.com, paychex survey, and that we can get too loud without knowing it. Sometimes people get very loud. Have you ever been somewhere where I know I've been to the library or somewhere where there's quiet and you're studying. I know when I was in college that you'll be studying, trying to meditate or whatever you may be doing. And people would come in, other students would come in very loud. They're on their phones. Here it is, you're trying to study. They're with their phone having conversation with their friends. And you just want to say, hey, hey, I'm trying to study over here. Can you go outside with that conversation? And they're loud, they're disruptive. And you have to tell them, hey, please, can you just hold the noise down? You're very loud. Or if you're in the workplace or anything else, people come in, they're laughing, they're joking around, they're disturbing you while you're working or whatnot. And people find that as a form of disrespect, and they find that you're a very rude person. Number 5, you may be a rude person if you accidentally dominate the conversation. Have you ever been in a conversation with someone where you're talking to someone, I know I have at work, and you're telling them about a vacation or something you did, or you went fishing, caught a big fish or something, and here's the third party jumps in your conversation and they take over the conversation, and they take over the conversation so bad that you tell the person who you were initially speaking with, you say, hey, I'll call you later, I'll talk to you later. That you just don't even finish sharing your information because the other person has dominated the conversation and has taken it over, that they didn't even have anything to do with the conversation, but somehow they feel they do, or they have to elaborate on the information that you shared, whether it be a promotion or anything else. And sometimes, people feel that is rude. You may be a rude person if you always show up late for important events. A lot of time being late when there's a conference, training, or something very important going on, it sends a clear message that your time is not important to me, but my time is more important to me. That even if it's not intentional. A lot of times, sometimes we have kids, we have things going on after you get off work. You have to take kids here, take kids there, pick them up and do things. And sometimes traffic, you just may be running late. It may be unintentional. But a lot of times when there's important events taking place, I always like to try to be on time. All right. And the last, number 7, you may be a rude person if you're the kind of person that does not make eye contact. Have you ever been talking to your children and they have their head down, or they on video games, or they doing something and they never make eye contact with you? They're on their phone and they doing phone fubbing, and they never look up and even acknowledge you, and you're just standing there talking to them. It's just a sign of disrespect that you don't never make eye contact. You may be in the workplace. Somebody may be on their computer just typing away, and you're asking about information, or maybe a document, or just phone, records or anything, and they never even look at you to make eye contact, to where people find that is very rude. That here it is, I'm standing in front of you talking to you, and you never look at me. So you may be a rude person if you never make eye contact. So hopefully, my friend, nobody fell into that category, but you may know somebody like that. Okay? You may know somebody like that. But, hey, and I don't know if somebody may pass or share this to someone, because they may be, give them a hint that Uncle T gave me some information and I think you're a rude person, and I think you really need to look at this. So until we meet again, my friend, I love you with the love of the Lord. Y'all have a good evening. Talk to you later.